When Charles Leclerc came to Ferrari, he was a promising young driver. Is he in a dead end now, more than 4 years later? Before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Leclerc started his Formula One career in 2018 with Sauber F1 team. Sauber was definitely not the team anyone was crazy to drive for. The car was awful, and no one could do much with it. The team finished the 2018 Formula One season in the last place, but Leclerc showed he had a talent, which was not easy with the car he had, so it seemed that the guy could have a great career in Formula One. After only 1 year in Sauber, Ferrari decided to give the former Ferrari driver academy member a seat. Leclerc's move to Ferrari was both significant promotion and a huge risk. Many people in F1 say that every driver's dream is to drive for Ferrari. Despite the team's struggles, it is still a team with stunning history and tradition. Leclerc got a 4-year contract after a single year in Formula One, so of course, it was a great success. On the other hand, when Leclerc joined the team, it's been already 10 years since it was competitive. Every single year, Ferrari representatives were full of optimism before the start of the season, and every time the team disappointed their fans. Even Alonso and Vettel, experienced F1 champions, had a hard time in Ferrari. Therefore, everyone wondered if it was possible for the team to finally improve, and even if it was, could young and still inexperienced Leclerc could win the championship, or if it was too early to give him a shot. We can discuss if it was early for Leclerc to join Ferrari, but there's no doubt about his talent. The question is, does Charles waste that talent in Ferrari that is still not competitive enough? This is Leclerc's 5th year in the team, and it looks like once a very ambitious and motivated young driver just keeps losing the motivation. If a driver loses motivation, he becomes unable to show his talent and driving skills. In 2019, things didn't look too bad, although Leclerc had a reason to be worried because his teammate was Sebastian Vettel, a 4-time world champion who's been in Ferrari much longer than Charles. The young newbie could expect to be the number 2 driver. There were races when Ferrari treated him as number 2, like Chinese GP when he was asked to let Vettel pass after he had overtaken him at the start. On the other hand, we saw the team doing things in his favor, like in Singapore, so it was clear that Ferrari planned to make him number 1 one day. Leclerc made many mistakes that year and was involved in unnecessary incidents, but it was normal for a young driver with only a year of experience in Formula One. It was particularly intense when Leclerc was side by side with Verstappen. Although Verstappen had more experience, he was not much less stubborn than he was in his first years in F1, but it was obvious that both had talent and just need to learn a bit more to become mature, high-level racers. During the season, there were more mechanical failures and wrong tactical decisions than a championship fighting team could afford. Still, Leclerc became the youngest Ferrari pole-seater and winner, the first Ferrari driver to win the Italian GP at Monza after Alonso in 2010. He scored the most pole positions of all drivers, scored 2 wins and 10 podiums, and ended in 4th place in Drivers' Championship ahead of his respected teammate. It was a good result overall, and 1 more year of experience. The 2020 F1 season, however, was not any better for Leclerc. It was worse, actually. There were even more crashes and incidents. The most heartbreaking race for Ferrari fans was probably the Italian GP at Monza. Leclerc started 13th. Ferrari made a tactical misjudgment with an early pit stop while others stopped during the safety car period. Leclerc crashed while he was on P4 and had to retire. But if nothing, Charles showed he was getting more mature. After the collision between him and a teammate, Vettel, at Styrian Grand Prix, he took responsibility, although stewards decided it was a racing incident. Eventually, he ended the season in 8th place. At the beginning of the 2021 F1 season, Ferrari extended his contract with Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz replaced Vettel, which meant that Leclerc becomes the number 1 driver. But the season was a disaster, and this time it seemed that Ferrari made more mistakes than Leclerc. With experience, Leclerc became more cautious, but too many mechanical and tactical failures started to affect him. At the beginning of the 2022 F1 season, the hopes were reborn. Mercedes finally didn't seem unbeatable, so in a good car, Leclerc had the chance for winning the championship. It looked like Ferrari had the winning car, but Red Bull had it too. We thought that at least we will finally enjoy the battle that Leclerc and Max anticipated in 2019. For the first time, Leclerc was a Drivers' Championship leader. He also had his first Grand Slam in F1, which was Ferrari's first since 2010. Everything looked good, but it didn't last long. Problems from the previous season started all over again. A power unit issue at Spanish GP took the championship lead from Leclerc. Bad Ferrari strategy spoiled his home race, Monaco GP, and after that more problems of this kind were happening, while Verstappen was scoring more and more points, until it was clear that Leclerc could say goodbye to his chances of even getting close to winning the title. Regarding this year's championship, it didn't start well for Leclerc and Ferrari. Needless to say, everyone expects to see Max Verstappen winning another title. In preseason tests, it looked like Red Bull and Ferrari could be more or less equal competitors, but when the season started, Red Bull showed the dominant performances, while Ferrari and Leclerc struggled to score decent results. Although Red Bull is still faster, Leclerc finally had a solid weekend in Baku. He scored pole position for Azerbaijan GP Sprint and Sunday race. He finished sprint race on second between Red Bull drivers, and at Sunday he was in P3, behind Verstappen and Perez. But does it mean he can fight with Max for the title? Probably not. He needs a miracle. And after all these years of failures, we can't expect miracles from Ferrari. We have many questions about Leclerc. Is he a talented driver whose championship-winning potential is wasted in Ferrari? Can he still do something significant with this team? If he leaves the team, where could he go? If he goes to another team, would it be possible for him to get the full motivation back? Does Leclerc still has a chance to win the title in the future? We can discuss all these questions, but no one can answer them. Time will tell. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting Formula One news. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.